By the way, I never watched this movie. I just didn't want to have to go through that again. Hey, what's up, you guys? We are back with another video. My name is Gavin. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing It 1990. Now, I'm going to be giving spoilers. If you want to watch this film, which I highly recommend you don't do, I would suggest clicking off of this video. Or for the people that just don't care, or the people who have seen it, stick around. Also, make sure to click that subscribe button, share with people that are interested in the channel, because we are almost at 200 subscribers, which is really just weird. And yeah, make sure to like the video if you like this type of content. Also, when I hit 200 subscribers, I'll be doing a room tour of this garbage room. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Now, starting with the good of the film, there's not much I can really say. I saw this film like 9 months ago, but I still do remember a lot of the film. So really, I still have memories of it, because this film sticks with you, unfortunately. But starting with the good of the film is Tim Curry. Oh yeah, Tim Curry. Tim Curry is really great as Pennywise. He brings this essence of fear and just... He's really great. He's really great as, like, he brings this essence of fear, but yet funny at the same time, and he just mixes those two together very well, and he can scare you, and he can make you laugh at the same time, and it really does work in that type of sense. And, yeah, that's all really I got for positives. Let's get into the negatives. Now, moving on to the bad of the film. Where to start with this piece of just disaster of a movie? The acting. Besides Tim Curry is great in this role, but all the other acting, even the doll and the child actors, they're both just bad. They're not terrible, but they're really, really bad. They're just like, why just get off my screen? And just, they're not good at all. The jump scares in this film, Tufts Review said he jumped a couple times, but I really did not jump at all. It was not even like the It 2017 one, where it had this tension built. This one doesn't really have any tension. There's nothing really that scared me in this film, really, at all, honestly. It didn't feel tensionful. I was on the edge of my seat. To be fair, I was just, like, messing around with a friend. When I watched this movie, like, he warned me, but I was like, nah, maybe it's good, and it was not good. And just... Honestly, like, the whole spider, what the heck was that? That is one of the worst third acts ever. I've read the book, and I actually think it's bad. And honestly, just why can't you just give us a different ending? Just give us a different ending. I think almost pretty much everyone would have been happy without it, except for, like, the ones like, innocent from the book. But me, I just don't care. It's still bad, even though I've already read the book. And it's just, that's bad. The thing is that just the chemistry with all the characters you don't really buy. The characters themselves, they're uninteresting. In the It book, I don't want to be like in the book all the time, but the characters are interesting. You could buy their chemistry. They feel like characters from the 60s. In this film, they do not feel like characters from the 60s. They're just bland and uninteresting, and you just could care less about them. And the special effects, just even besides the spider, all the other ones are just really bad. And there's so many plot holes, like the scene where he's in the shower and he's there. How does he escape? We don't know. We never get answers for that. And the film's just a complete mess because it'll go from, like, memories and then, like, it'll go back to something. And in the book, it does these type of things. But stuff that works in a book well doesn't always translate well in a movie. And it really just feels messy and tone shifting multiple times. And oh my, just the fact that Pennywise we don't really get to see him bite people's arms off and tear people apart and, like, be gory. I'm not saying the 2017 film was like a gore fest, but at least we get the terror. We feel the tension because these people's arms are actually getting ripped off. We actually see just the dread of what's happening around us. In this film, it's just like, and just like they think, and how would they think that Pennywise is invading Derry is just stupid, because what happens is that they say, Beverly says that there was this old man that just completely ignored the fact that she was getting, like, tortured by these kids. Just this one old man, just by that. And that's how they predict this. That is stupid. And, like, there's a cringy scene where Beverly's like, why can't he just leave us alone? He's so mean. Just like a 5-year-old saying that a bully's just a jerk. That's what it felt like. And like me and my friend, we're just making fun of this movie. It's so easy to make fun of it. It's so just bad. It's like Batman and Robin bad. And just the balloons in the 2017 film, they had these red balloons, so it gave an eerie tone. In this film, they're yellow, they're blue, they're probably purple, they're red as well, but it doesn't feel, they don't give an eerie vibe to them. And we don't really explore the characters all that well. And like the scene where Georgie's like, "You killed me" and stuff, it's played thousands of times better in the 2017 movie. And all the stuff that's in this film, all the stuff is portrayed way better in this 2017 film. That's another issue, is that nothing in this film is really different. There's nothing really that separates it from the 2017 film. I mean, again, the 2019 film, but it made sense for them to separate the book in half, and like it makes sense because you can tell one of them would just be a 2017 one, and another one would be a 2019 one. And in the 2017 one, it's set up as a standalone film, but they just continue with the sequel, and it made sense to continue at the same time. This movie, it's supposed to be a mini-series. It's a 3-hour-long movie, and the movie is so boring. I was dreaded the entire movie because it's 3 hours long. And Endgame's 3 hours long. I had a blast with that film. Return of the King. That's more. I was less bored in that film than I was in this movie, Interstellar. That movie's like almost 3 hours long, and that film isn't even as long as this film, and I was still more entertained in that movie than I was in this movie. And just, none of that really does work, and just, the makeup, look, it's too, and like the clown suit and everything is too bright and really colorful in the film. It feels too just bright and just colorful, and just, it feels too, doesn't feel creepy at all. And the thing is that Bill Skarsgård gives a better performance than Tim Curry. Sure, they're very different in what they try to do and what they attempt to do, but I just think Bill Skarsgård gives a better tone and has better scares, and sure, some of the special effects didn't quite work, but it still is a better made movie. And the characters and the acting in this film was way worse than in the reboot. It's just doesn't work in really any sense at all. It's nowhere near better. And the thing is, Pennywise, he doesn't really kill anyone in this movie. Like, and like Pennywise in the other movie, there's tension built. Like, sure, he like messes around and plays with the victim, but it makes sense because he's fearing them. And there's literally scenes in the movie where he'll like say like a funny line or something and just disappear. Like the whole scene with the grave robber scene, and like the whole scene where like Pennywise like looking at Eddie. That's scary. That's terrifying. But when like Pennywise is like looking at other people in this movie, it doesn't quite really work at all. Also, there's like a big chunk in the book that they cut out where there's like this whole scene where like this gay person is killed and then they're accusing them. They take that out of the entire thing. And another thing is that it's completely neutered to a PG-13 rating because it's a TV movie. It also feels quite a good bit like a TV movie. I think I've said that, and it's very clear that I have stated that in this review, that it feels like a TV movie. And just like the characters, they're not interesting at all. It's just, and like there's not even really hints of Eddie and Richie being gay. And like the 2017 one, we get hints of that. In the book, we get hints of that. In this film, for some reason, they just throw that away, just like, no, we're doing this now. And it just doesn't quite work because we don't get that chemistry. And the thing is, like, not even Richie. Richie isn't funny in this movie at all. He's not funny. He's not interesting. And just, that doesn't work at all. And honestly, they didn't even really feel like kids. Like, I didn't buy, like, oh, these guys totally feel like kids. No, they don't. They just feel like being played by kid actors. In the adult cast in this film, they don't feel really like adults, all that adult people in this world. And their acting is just bad, really bad. And it's just, there's so many tone shifts as well. Like, it'll go from one scene where it's like shocking to the next, and then another shocking thing happens. And a lot of it feels like it's just trying to rush through the film, and just, it feels rushed. It feels like they had to rush the movie because of that, because of the fact that, and they had to make it 3 hours, and just, even though it's long, it feels cut short. It feels like they had to cut this and just make it into that, so it feels mushed. And there's plot points in the book that are taken out that I just really didn't like. And just plot points that'll just go from one plot point to the next plot point to the next plot point to the next plot point. And it'll go from a scene to a flashback and then a scene to a flashback. It feels repetitive. It feels like we're just going in circles the entire film until we get that dreadful act with the spider that's just stupid. And just Eddie's death doesn't really have any emotion. We don't really care because we never really got to know them. We don't really get to know really any of the characters all that much. Because in the book, they get original stories. They all get their own stories. But in this movie, they really don't. Sure, they'll get a little bit of lines here and there. And just doesn't work. And the kids, they're not even funny. They're not funny in this movie. In the book, they're at least kind of funny. In this film, they are not funny at all. And just... there's just a lot really missing. There's a lot of pieces missing to this movie that it's just dreadful. It's just bad. Like, the tone shifts, all this stuff, and just not a movie I want to rewatch, ever. Overall, I would give this film a D-. It's just a bad, really bad. Honestly, I'd say, you know what, I'll be generous. I'll give it a D, because Tim Curry gives a great performance, but everything else in this movie just feels flat and just doesn't really bring much to it. All the stuff in the book that's interesting, it's not really in here, and it's the stuff they do in the book is not good. It just tone shifts, Pennywise, his makeup design and everything. It's just a movie I don't want to rewatch. So yeah, you guys, that is the video. If you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe. And this was a long video. This was like a 10-minute rant video. I think I'll title this rant in the title because it's gonna get a lot of views. Trust me, I am betting this will get quite a good amount of views. But yeah, you guys, that's the video. I'm gonna be doing a ranking of all the It movies. And yeah, you guys, bye.